A short time ago on a channel not too far away, the new Star Wars trailer debuted Monday night during Monday Night Football. It was the union of two separate yet equally diehard fan bases, nerdy fanboys and the jocks that beat them up in high school. Behold, The Force Awakens.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it. The dark side. The Jedi. They're real.
The Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
Maybe it was the return of Han Solo, maybe it was the John Williams score, maybe it was the memories of football players giving them noogies, but that trailer brought grown men to tears. Chewbacca tweeted, at Star Wars, I'm all teary-eyed now. Hashtag my childhood. Alexander William added, Star Wars, I cried when I saw this. Hashtag it's almost there. And Jude put it simply, Star Wars, I cried. Geez, the way these men reacted, you'd think some guy just sliced off their hand and revealed he was their father. Jedediah, you are practically a Star Wars expert.
I have never seen, that's very funny, I've never seen Star Wars. I do have a Princess Leia costume, but that's another story entirely, Tom.
Okay.
But it's true.
That didn't inspire you to, which costume?
I'll tell you
Is it the one where she's enslaved by Jabba the Hutt?
I have no idea, I just know there were a lot of buns, a lot of stuff was going on, I don't know. But I like these comic book guys all the time, and I lose points. I lose like nerd credentials every time I say, big time.
Bad.
When I say I don't know anything about Star Wars. But
yeah, they're like Netflix
that
lady one night.
And then I start like equating Star Wars with Star Trek, and apparently that's a big no-no. I feel like Andy Levy is somewhere and his head's just like blowing up right now.
Yeah, they're two different things.
Yeah, I know they're two different things, but I don't really know why. So
that would make a nerd's head explode.
Yeah, like
if
it's
somebody
too
said
much.
Captain Kirk was on Star Wars.
Basically, I'm never going to get a date with a cool comic book guy again.
Look, Mark, I think you and I are both kind of Star Wars nerds from the original canon, the original Star Wars, but I think the crying and everything, I think it's a little over the top.
It's a little bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated the last trilogy, the prequels.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to this being maybe a good compliment.
It looks better. It does look good,
Yeah,
right?
It looks more authentic to the movies that we saw as a kid. I have to say it's very interesting to see your childhood movie heroes play the same character 30 years later.
Yeah.
I was explaining to my nephews how Harrison Ford was Han Solo and Indiana Jones at the same time.
Yeah.
And their heads almost exploded.
It's weird.
It's interesting to see how Han Solo could look how I feel now.
I know. He looks pretty good. He looks better than he has lately, doesn't he?
Very handsome.
Right, yes.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm a young Jedi with my life on the line, if I would ride with a 70-year-old Han Solo and an elderly Wookiee.
Yeah.
I mean, they might as well let Andy drive the ship. But
oh, you're going to hear from him. Catherine, what do you think?
Look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have never had any interest in watching space nerds poke each other with their little space nerd sticks, and I'm not going to start now. You people are crazy. You Star Wars people are crazy. Yesterday I tweeted something, and all I said was that I wasn't familiar with Star Wars because I've been too busy liking cool things and being attractive.
Yes.
People threatened my life.
Well, maybe it's that,
you're not really trying to you're not branding yourself in a way that's going to make me want to join your little life-threatening club.
Yeah. Did they threaten your life, or did they threaten to poke you with their nerd
sticks?
That's not a bad thing necessarily, Tom. I'm just saying. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I was right. I was ready to jump on someone.
You better see that movie if you ever want to see a nerd stick.
Tom jumped right
well, I want no part of it.
Avi, what do you do with your nerd stick?
I'd like to, if I could poke Kat with it and maybe teach her something, but
this is harassment. Is anybody watching this? Is anybody watching this?
Let's get back to the Bernie Sanders segment. I feel very unsafe.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, no. I think this is, to my understanding, the last episode of Star, not the current trilogy, but wasn't the story over? Like, it ended well. They were,
they don't know when to quit,
and
right?
I think Lucas is doing this to cleanse his palate of the last bad, trilogy.
Well, can Lucas admit that he kind of fouled it up with all this stuff in between?
Yeah,
he did a great movie to start with.
I think even Lucas would go, all right, I gotta do something to make up for this. So I don't know why this is being done.
It's more about the fact that Disney bought Lucasfilms.
Yes, and they have a
And
great.
J.J. Abrams is making some more Star Wars movies.
But they're making Lucas do this? Like,
I don't know.
Can he go, no?
Disney can make you do anything.
That's why it was on Monday Night Football, because Disney, ESPN, they debuted the trailer in the middle of Monday Night Football.
makes sense.
Finally, there's a director who's in charge, knows how to make a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I just say, though, I don't like Star Wars, but I do like the crying. Like the men crying.
You do?
I do.
Over this?
No, listen, I like a sensitive man. And these are guys who, like, grew up with this, and they feel nostalgic about it. Like, I like a guy that can cry over, like, an old comic or, like, a trailer. Or I like, listen, I don't need all that testosterone, Tom.
See, I like when men cry, but only when it's over me.
Okay.
Yeah. Except these Star Wars nerds, like, they go to funerals and they don't cry. They just stand there, and then they go home and they cry about Star Wars.
But it's like sensitive. It's like a soft spot. I don't know.
I'm a Giant fan. I cried over that game last
There
night.
you go.
How do you feel about that?
See, that's so cute.
All right, coming up, Andy caps off the first half of the show with some of his comic relief. Halftime is next.